Hello, welcome to the Very Big Comedy Quiz, Tuesday night edition. And tonight we've decided to have a very special Very Big Comedy Quiz. Indeed, what with alcohol being legalized and then Mr. Mbalula, Fikile Mbalula has said that you're never allowed to drink, even if you've sniffed, if you've been chatting to one of your friends at a party and they have had 3 beers and you breathe in their breath. Well, firstly, you haven't been wearing a mask or keeping a social distance, so that makes you in shit. But then you can't even drive home then. So that's and then he's going to speak to the DTI about limiting alcohol. What does that even mean?
No, he wants to say to the DTI we need to limit sales.
The DTI and Minister Mbalula. Remember when he was in the ANC Youth League when he was the president? And he tried similar things. So he can, if you'll pardon my language, go fuck himself. Here we go. Here's to you, Mr. Razmataz. I love you, but fuck you.
Maybe he's got stakes in the illegal booze trade.
He doesn't even eat steak. He maybe. Anyway, but I see we've got a lot of our regulars here. So that's quite exciting. We're going to have a great quiz tonight because tonight's quiz is not a normal Very Big Comedy Quiz. Tonight's quiz is once again a themed quiz, and we've gone the sexual route. So tonight's quiz questions are supplied by Daniel and Alice Surridge, and it's all about sex. So we decided either we needed to have somebody who has a lot of sex or just a massive pervert. So we've decided to go with the second option. So we decided who better then my friend and colleague and a very funny man, the wonderful Warren Robertson. So, ladies and gentlemen, Warren
Hi.
Robertson.
Hello. Sure. I just sort that out. Hi. Hello.
Yeah. There is no better self-defense for your home than to be dressed up in a massive gimp suit with a big black dildo going, I've been expecting. How does it go?
That's right. I'm an unashamed pervert. I don't mind. Of all the things you could be called in the world, it's fine.
A massive pervert. So
yeah, it's fine.
Just quickly before we carry on, I feel it's quite important. I noticed Sita Penn is with us, and she's with Team Swim for Sadie. And they always give us a joke at the beginning of every quiz, or they have been for the last while. And she hasn't yet. So I'm quite upset that hasn't happened. So
But let's wait. I'm sure everybody else won't mind.
Yes.
We can wait.
We'll just sit here in awkward silence.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if my thing is at a weird angle, as in my stand. Or if I have developed a squint over the last couple of days.
Move your stand back, my love. We want to see more of you.
Still no joke.
No, it looks like we're going to have to make up our own jokes, Chris.
Daniel didn't contribute. He's on his own for this one. All right, so that's from Alice. So basically, Alice did the sex quiz all by herself. Sex by herself is something different. All right, so while we're waiting for the joke, I figure we may as well go through the rules. And the first one, very important, is no Googling allowed. Warren Robertson, what do you call somebody who Googles that only satisfies themselves?
Do you think I would have prepared for this? Like, I'm here every week and you ask everyone this. You think I would have
I kind of set you up to say Alice there, but you did.
No, it's fine. I'm not taking your easy setups, Chris. I'm just gonna whinge about the fact that you asked me the question. Like, I'm fucking annoyed with myself.
Yeah, you Warren, for those of you who don't know, is part of the Otters. So they're the ones who always win this. Okay, it's fine. We don't care. The first most important rule is that you don't put any answers in the comments section. The second rule is no Googling, because then you're only satisfying yourself. Warren Robertson, what do you call somebody who only satisfies themselves?
Alice?
Oh,
you suck. Why didn't the vampire attack Taylor Swift? She had bad blood.
I've just remembered I've got this other stuff I've got to do, Chris. I've got another thing.
Yes. No, but that was I feel like if I was more of a Swiftie. then
You are a Swiftie.
haters got to hate, but I'm not a Swiftie. So there's another comment that says you have interesting lockdown hair. Do you not FaceTime with your friends, Warren Robertson?
You know, so the only haircut I got was in March, and it was my mom with my razor blade. And now I look like my father is taking me to the city to see a marching band. Like I'm fucking early 2000s emo.
No, you look amazing. If you had to grow the other side in a similar way, Patricia Lewis would marry you, because that's exactly how her husband looks.
Oh, really? I
yes.
could do Patricia.
Oh.
Look, at the moment I could do anyone. Like I'm hard up here. There's been no gigs for 6 months.
Say in this equation as well, and she's still got reasonably high standards. But
no, she doesn't. She said her boyfriend's got the other side as long as the.
Yeah, but
she's got no standards at all, Chris.
He's got something you don't have, and that is a massive
pair of tits.
Bank account.
Yeah.
So Mike Bartlett is with us. He never plays along, but he's with us. So nice to have you, Mickey B. Yes, where were we? We were discussing the rules, Warren Robertson. So you don't put your answer in the comment section. Yes. You don't Google. When you are playing along, you get yourself a piece of paper and a pen. You write down your answers on the piece of paper, and then you score yourself. At the end of each section, you score yourself.
Score yourself. That's all.
That's all. And then you put that in the Google document that is pinned on the bottom of the comment section. That score. And then we'll move on to the next section. And at the end, then you get a massive prize courtesy of Warren Robertson and the Oscillating Otters. And Warren Diak is watching with us as well. He will change your spark plugs. He will service your exhaust. Mm-hmm. He's a mechanic, but he won't be touching your car. So it is the sex quiz. Like, I'm going to be full of terrible puns tonight, smutty innuendo, and just shitty dad jokes. So brace yourselves, everyone. I think
that's your brand, though, Chris. Like, nobody's going to be surprised. It's not just because it's the sex show week. Like, this is
pretend that I've got more class, but you're quite right. Yes. All right. So should we crack on? Are there any questions?
I think you've got about 30 of them.
I have 30 of them. Did I get ice? The answer is no. No, I did not get ice. So I think section 1, question 1, time to do this thing. Have you all registered your teams? Have you got teams registered? Are you focused?
I am not focused.
Tabs is the cuckest producer in the world.
Shut up. I'm busy inviting people.
We were shooting videos for HTA today. I said, get me Pete Goffwood right now, and she couldn't. So what the do I pay her for?
You don't.
Notice I just censored myself. I like during the sex quiz, I had said what the because I didn't want to say fuck. All right.
We have a few.
So section 1, question 1.
This is going to be educational.
It is going to be educational and entertaining, if even right. So according to Pornhub, what is the most popular search topic on their site?
Goats.
So that is educational. I know what South Africans like, because I heard this once on Jeremy Mansfield's show. So it might have changed since then. He was on Highfields at the time. I don't even think they call it Highfields anymore. But yes, so on Pornhub, what is the most popular search topic on this? It's not like Google. Hey, Warren, you know when you go to Google at first, you always put in your own name.
Yes, that's right. No, I've looked up my own name on Pornhub, and it was disappointingly empty. Like, have you ever sent any dick pics to anyone, Chris? Because they could be on the internet.
You've never even
not
sent
my
me
own
one.
dick.
No. I mean something that a camera could actually photograph, Chris. That's what I'm. Something that you wouldn't need a magnifying glass to photograph through.
No, I wasn't there that thing. I think we have spoken about it on the quiz before, where the same dick pic was appearing in multiple feeds from multiple dudes because they would like search penis and then send it as their own.
Good. That's what you should do. That's what you should do.
Like,
yeah, if you're gonna send sexy photos in the modern day and age where people can just screenshot them and share them with all their friends, make sure it's not your dick. I mean, it doesn't really make any difference.
So the question is, according to Pornhub, what is the most popular search topic on their site? Do you remember your first porno movie?
No, but there was a I'm from an era where at school we had a single, like, they called them stiffy discs, just full of images that my friend Richard Jackson had, and then he gave it to me, and then I had to copy it onto my mom's computer and hide it away on like the d:// on DOS drive somewhere, and then I had to give that to like our next friend. So we all had the same like 20 photos. that was the first porn I ever saw.
I was trying to set you up for a joke there. But anyway, question 2. It's one of my comedian friends. He's got a joke about I remember my first porn movie. Question 2. According to Pornhub, what is the fastest growing search topic on the site? There are 2 correct answers. We need just one of them.
I saw the answer to this one, Chris, and it's disgraceful.
Well,
it's not surprising.
I don't even know who Grace is, but I don't think that is the answer.
It's not surprising, you know. I mean, if you watch any porn at all, Chris, and I know that you don't because you're very down the middle married man.
What's the word? I'm disenchanted with porn.
No, all men say that. Either that or it's funny.
I feel bad about myself for so many reasons, but the worst one is, you know, when you're watching MILF porn, and then you realize these chicks are actually 10 years younger than you.
Yeah, but that's because they probably are moms. Like, you don't get into porn because you've made the best life choices, Chris.
Because you dropped out of med school.
Yeah. I mean, let's be honest.
But there's nothing that makes you feel old quite like that. Anywho, so yes. So according to Pornhub, what is the fastest growing search topic on their site? There are 2 of them. 2 correct answers. We need just one of them. Now, question 3. According to the Men's Health magazine, what is the top male sexual fantasy? Note we said Erica Ricketts is saying this is a hard one. I feel there may be a bit of double entendre there. I'm not sure. Like,
you think it's intentional?
Well, Erica's never easy, but there was a thing about 3 weeks ago when she came to my house and she asked me for a double entendre, so I gave her one.
Wow, sexy and a dad joke. Go, Chris, right on brand. Good job.
Did you answer Alice's question?
What was Alice's question? She asked who the fuck is Alice?
Worldwide, Alice. Worldwide.
Worldwide.
You know, that's the problem. That's the problem with being South African. I don't know if you've noticed, but if you're South African and you go on Pornhub, as I do for research purposes, like if there's ever a video of, do you remember that video of the 2 policemen, or the policeman and the policewoman who had sex on top of a washing machine? Do you remember that?
Yes.
And Malusi Gigaba. Do you remember that? Like Malusi Gigaba. You go to Pornhub, all kind of, you know, going to Pornhub for whatever reasons you go to Pornhub, and then Pornhub sees that you're in South Africa and immediately recommends you the popular video from South Africa, which happens to always be those policemen or that Malusi Gigaba video, or the like. I don't need to see that shit. I've got News 24 for that stuff.
I don't have a similar experience, to be 100% honest with you, Warren Robertson.
Really? Is yours just right-wing imagery?
No, I don't go to Pornhub much, to tell you the truth.
Sure, Chris. No problem. I believe you. I believe you, Chris.
So to repeat question 3, according to Men's Health, what is the top male fantasy, sexual fantasy?
Wow.
We have to say sexual fantasy because sometimes, for me, my fantasy is
Liverpool winning the cup. Yeah.
I just want to sleep late and I'll have somebody wake me up in the morning.
Something like that.
You know, I'm actually going to go and check that now. I'm going to go on the internet. I'm going to see if I go to Pornhub and look up Liverpool wins, if there's videos about it.
Is that sexual fantasy, though?
I'm not sure that's the sexiest accent in the world. And there's a lot of
nobody listened to Ringo Starr do the voice of Thomas the Tank Engine because it was sexy.
I did. All right. Now, while you are screwing up your Google
Oh, good
history,
Lord. Now my father's getting involved. This is very weird.
is it a toy store?
Whoa.
I'm not sure at what point. That's the problem. Oh, and that teacher from Bishops. Yes, Alexandra Hudson, that is a very good point, but that teacher from Bishops was hot. I didn't need to go to Pornhub for that. My friends, multiple ones of them, sent me those pictures, and they were wonderful.
Yeah, I think that's the rule. If you're a woman and you're hot, you're allowed to be a pedophile, isn't it?
And then Erica's pointed out something very important. This may be the longest quiz we ever have, by the way. When you support Liverpool, you'll never walk alone, and watching porn should definitely be done alone.
Yeah, not walk. Just one letter change there.
Yes. Okay, so now we've had the men. What is the most common female sexual fantasy according to Cosmopolitan magazine?
I was surprised when I saw this. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. I'm very disappointed.
Okay.
I'm guessing, and I'm gonna get I
Oh, good Lord.
what Tabitha's asking what's Pornhub. Joe, I suggest you do a Google search.
Oh, don't do it on my computer.
Just go and look on Joe's phone, Evelyn. That should.
Just type in Pornhub and then bestiality because you want it in beast mode.
Oh.
And you'll get the most amazing images.
I'm going to get a drink.
Please top me up as well. So, you know, you've got those like old friends WhatsApp groups. Funnily enough, that was one that sent everybody over the edge. It was like a bit, behind the times and a bit backwards. But the one dude sent a bestiality clip, and it was like, what the hell are you doing? But anyway, Joe's
fair enough. Why was he, was it him? Was he showing you? Was it like a holiday clip?
It was a lady and an Alsatian. It wasn't great.
No, gross. No.
A Labrador, because we like blondes, but
also they're gentle. They're not likely to bite. Labrador. Like, if you think about
not
it.
Unless you train them. No, we're going down a weird road.
I'm probably thinking about it more than I should now. Like,
yes, and then we're going completely. I can't even talk about this until we get to the answers because there's some things we need to discuss about this. Okay. Alice, yeah. Question 5. In a sexual context, what is spit roasting? I'll give a big clue. It doesn't include saliva.
Well, it would.
It might. Fair enough. But the actual name is not about the saliva.
Or in fact, a chicken.
Now, if you do this in South Africa, is it spit braaiing?
No, because we still spit roast here.
Yeah, but and if it's outdoors and there's charcoal.
Yeah, I think that's the difference is if you're using charcoal and the neighbors can smell it.
So, Joe, there's a little one for you now. When you do go onto Pornhub, search for spit roasting versus spit braaiing.
Yeah, you won't regret it, Joe. You won't regret it for a second.
All right. I don't think we're going to spend too much time there. There's so many awkward questions about that, but we'll get to that when we get to the answers. Question 5. This one disturbs me quite a lot. You should be. What is the fetish called where a metal rod is inserted into the urethra?
I think that's a boy.
Look, I don't think we should judge before we've tried it, Chris.
Why? At what point do you think this could be fun? Right? And then you're like, actually, it is fun. I'm going to keep doing it. And it's
yeah, I'm going to keep doing it so much that it becomes a part of who I am as a person.
And then there's enough people doing it to call it a fetish.
So the weirdest fetish I ever saw was there's a fetish for for women in their underwear with like a bicycle pump blowing up balloons. That's on
Well,
Pornhub. If you go to Pornhub now, there's no sex.
not
There's no
weird.
like. There's no
That's sexy.
nudity. There's no nudity. There's just women blowing up balloons.
You know, it's even better than that. Women in their underwear pumping up my bicycle tires.
Is that your fetish?
No, it's just good, handy. Like, why don't you ever do that?
Erica says she just had a picture drawn.
She just had her. I'm assuming
Spit roast, maybe.
not.
Erica, why is your husband so dirty? He needs God.
Her husband's a Geordie. They're born dirty. Did you never see Geordie Shore?
Colette, I wish my parents didn't do this quiz.
Oh my God. Alice is saying you can use an old glass thermometer instead of a metal rod. See how hot it gets.
Oh my word.
If there's one.
Wait, you must use an old hot glass thermometer. That just made it worse.
No, just an old glass thermometer, and then you can measure the temperature of your penis by inserting. But the mercury bit's like a thick bit at the bottom. No,
yes, this is not often in my life that I feel like a prude, but right now, like, whoa.
Look, you're single. You might as well try it. What have you got to lose, Warren?
Yeah, nobody's gonna see.
A metal rod.
I suppose that depends on the size of your Johnson, Chris.
Johnson, how old are you?
And we use South
You're
African,
old. You're old Thomas.
South African euphemisms, please. Snake but for the patke.
Your peel, yeah. You're gonna cricket bat and your peel answered.
All right, let's move on.
Daniel's apparently seen things.
Daniel has some great stories. Daniel is a colorectal surgeon, so he's
I like how he always says he sees these things in other people. It's like when I had this friend once who cheated on his wife. Yeah, sure, Daniel. I knew this guy. This patient of mine came in. He put my thermometer down his cock when no one else was looking.
No, he does things up the other end, right? And then he has to get the fingers go. He's very gentle, to be honest. I don't know what he's like as a doctor. Okay, question 6. This one's a lot nicer. According to an eye tracking study conducted by the Kinsey Institute, what part of the female anatomy do men focus on while watching porn?
Now, this is a weird one.
Now, yes. Well, we can't. It's not that.
It's
weird.
the butthole, isn't it, Chris? It's the butthole.
Well, I wonder how accurate this is because, when you consume porn, they would have to check on quite a large screen to know exactly where you're looking. You know what I mean?
But also, if scientists were watching me and I knew they were tracking where I was looking, I'd be like, no, I'm going to look at stuff other than
the female anatomy we look at is the ceiling.
Yeah, that's right. Her lovely personality. Put that down. I looked at her lovely personality.
Yeah, so question 6, according to an eye tracking study conducted by the Kinsey Institute, what parts of the female anatomy do men focus on whilst watching porn? Yeah. And then I feel we should have been sponsored by Pornhub for this because there is a lot of Pornhub.
Yeah,
questions.
well, I mean, Pornhub is, it defines the internet now. It's kind of like saying, according to Google. Yeah, well, I mean, it's like saying according to Google of the porn world, according to Pornhub.
I feel like I need to spend some time on this site for research, obviously. So in
just about 3 minutes, though. Not a lot of time. Three, maybe 4 minutes.
Well, had a push. It's all about good time management now. In 2019, where did Pornhub rank on the list of the world's largest sites? That's a fascinating one. So then we can tell exactly how big they are in the world, and then I would guess they are the largest pornography site.
Yes, I mean,
a little bit.
I think they are. I think they are. They're certainly the one that tracks the most in my world, at any rate. But look, if you think about it, there's Amazon and Google and Facebook, and then I mean, there's a lot of big sites out there. There's certainly.
Yeah, Amazon.com a bit of a challenge rank, to be honest.
You're just not going to the right section, Chris.
At a push or a pull? I think that question was going to be great, but I don't know where it fitted in, Erica. Have you got the comments up there, Warren? In case you're wondering.
No, I don't. I've got the video. Should I try and find the comments? Let me do that.
Erica Ricketts has asked, at a push or a pull?
They should come up onto your streaming.
It doesn't matter.
They're not coming up onto my streaming. I'm angry about it.
Question 7, you have to swipe. Question 7, where did Pornhub rank on the list of the world's largest sites? Question 8, what is the world's most common standard? I think that is STD.
Oh.
What is the world's most common STD?
Standard 3.
Standard 3. The most common STD, sexually transmitted disease, I would say, is pregnancy, but I don't know if that counts. There's been over 6 billion cases of this. Did you know that?
That's horrifying. Is anybody doing anything to try and stop this?
I've had it twice.
And the effects last for a long ass time.
And it costs a lot of money to finally get rid of.
God, so many
Very expensive. But I don't know.
I don't think you truly ever get rid of it.
Pregnancy is a horrible STD. No, I'm kidding. Because maybe they can still hear me.
They can still hear you.
I love my children. So what is the world's most common sexually transmitted disease? This is pregnancy is not the answer. But anyway, have you had an STD recently, Warren? How's that going for you?
Recently,
it's just you.
No. The thing about STDs, Chris, is you have to have sex to get STDs. Like, I don't know if you know that. Did they teach you that at John Orr?
Fair enough.
Did they show you in the cupboard after class?
Erica, well, you'd be amazed what the teachers did at John Orr. Not quite as much as the teachers did at Mondial, according to Tiffany Babazana. So Erica has pointed out that it's gone down in COVID thanks to all the sanitizer. And that's
what this STD?
Yes, sex by yourself is a lot cleaner because your hands are sanitized to have.
Yeah, but rough though, hey? Rough hands.
Not really. Mine are quite smooth.
Really?
They're slightly wrinkled, so it feels like when my uncle used to.
What STD can you not get because you're being sanitized? I mean, this sounds like a Jacob Zuma Jacob Zuma believed you could shower afterwards and that would prevent STDs. What STD goes down because you?
I think she was just making a joke, Warren. I don't think you need to actually, unless you actually sanitized your knob. I think it was just a joke.
I don't think that works either. Well, I think I'm overanalyzing this.
I found it kind of funny. Here's a fun fact. The next superbug is an STD resistant to everything. That is a fun fact. Alison, we really need to chat about your definition of fun. Joe would like to know if you can catch this STD off Pornhub. Joe, assuming you haven't sanitized your hands 17 times the last time you went to the Brightwater Commons or similar, it is entirely possible you could, in theory, catch it off Pornhub. And I'm sure a lot of the actor/actresses have this particular STD on Pornhub.
Slander, Chris. Slander. That's the beautiful thing about Pornhub is you can catch nothing there. Except a computer virus.
Did you ever do those strip club gigs? The ladies were not too shy to talk about how they were finally STD free and those type of things. I remember those. Those were good days.
Yeah, they were very clean there. I remember because there was a stripper on before I went on to go do stand up, and then between me and the stripper, a lady, like a domestic worker, came on with a cloth, and she sort of washed down the pole with a, it was a very hygienic place.
Hygiene was high on the list. And then
Yeah.
everybody in the crowd made the same joke with the poor lady cleaning the pole. She must have hated her life. Kempton Park, eh? What a lovely place. All right. So on a much lighter note, what are the root words for the word dildo? So the word dildo, we all know what a dildo is. Dildo is she did a duet with Eminem once.
Yeah, he's the lead actor in The Hobbit. He's the lead character in The Hobbit.
Is his name Dildo Baggins?
Yeah, that's right.
No, that was in Lord of the Rings, wasn't it?
Yes, but
No, he was a secondary character in Lord of the Rings.
Dildo Baggins. So
yeah, his son Arsemaster 3000 was the main character in Lord of the Rings.
have you ever noticed that Askmaster 3000? Because the ladies have these things, us men we don't. Like
there's still a real stigma around being a guy and buying a masturbatory sleeve. You know, like you wouldn't tell your friends.
The sleeves are better. Like we went to what was the thing called, the Sexpo, years ago, and then it's like the stuff they made for women was amazing. It was like it's there, and it's the PS 64 whatever, and then it like hands come out and give you a shoulder rub and a Spanish voice read you poetry, and then it's amazing. And it blows you kisses afterwards and writes you love letters.
Were we at the same show?
Yes. And then for the men, it's all just the same thing. It's like this, they call it the picture on the packaging is amazing. But then you take it home and you blow it up and it's just like a brack pan chicken maths class.
But even more disturbing that is they make like the female torso, just the torso. Like they couldn't invest in the rest of the blow up doll. They just make like the bottom half of a body in that
balloon, and like I say,
that's right.
Because that's what you want your woman to look like. And then what really used to bother me was it's not like I purchased one of these things ever, but the advertising said 3 different entry points. Like, why? Like, is this an activity that you and 2 of your mates get together and do? Have you ever been like at home on a Saturday and be like, hey, Warren, come over. I've got this new blow-up doll. 3 different entry points, but like, what the hell is wrong with people?
I mean, you say wrong, but I think we should be more open to these sorts of experiences, Chris. You know,
well,
maybe you and your friends would be able to speak to one another genuinely about emotions and things if you just fuck the balloon together.
Okay. Wow. Hope my children are asleep.
Do you rotate? How do you do it? Like, anyway, you know. Okay, question 10. Circumcision works, why not sanitizer?
Circumcision does. It apparently lowers your chances of getting AIDS by 3%. You know, you know what else lowers your chances of AIDS other than cutting the end of your dick is if you cut the whole thing off. Then you get no AIDS at all. That lowers your chances of getting AIDS 100%. Don't just cut the end off. That whole fucking bit. Like,
I'm guessing you're not circumcised, Warren Robertson.
I'm just, you know.
I'm
not going to talk about my cock on here, Chris. No matter how much you try and lure me into this, you're not paying me enough.
I have that story that I love to tell about when we were in antenatal classes, and the lovely young lady, I think she was a Jewish lady, argued with the midwife. And then she was there with her husband now, who loved her dearly. And she said in her vast experience, not only was a circumcised penis more aesthetically pleasing, but also more satisfying in bed.
Good.
So
good.
Yeah.
We went to the Genesis clinic for our prenatal things, and that was a giant mistake. They showed us videos of creepy babies crawling up their mothers after birth, and I mean, it was horrifying.
I tried to warn you about this because we went to the same woman, if you recall. Tried to warn you, and you didn't believe me. The doctor designed.
No, I just Google searched for the cheapest class, and as it happened, the cheapest class wasn't the best one, Chris.
And Alice has corrected you. It's not 3%. It's 50 to 60% reduction in HIV transmission. So
no, it's not.
We're going to move on because now we've moved away from sex and we've gone to the after effects of sex. Question 10 is our music question. Do I need to ask question 9 again? What are the root words for the word dildo? That's question 9. Question 10, from what song do the following lyrics come? It's for 2 marks, 1 for the artist and 1 for the song title. And the lyrics are as follows. Hot to trot, make any man's eyes pop. She used what she got to get whatever she don't got. Fellas drool like fools, but then again, they're only human. The chick was a hit because her body was booming. Now, I hope I didn't say that too much on tune, because then it's a giveaway.
Don't worry, you didn't get the tune at all.
I think Tabs didn't get sarcasm. But all right, I'll repeat that because Warren looks confused. Hot to trot, make any man's eyes pop. She used what she got to get whatever she don't got. Fellas drool like fools, but then again, they're only human. This chick was a hit because her body was booming.
It's Cliff Richard.
It could be Cliff Richard.
It's definitely Cliff Richard. He had a big hit. 1963 with this one. Yeah.
Yes. Well,
yeah.
It was either him or Rick Astley, would have been my guess.
No, it was Cliff Richard. It was the same album as Bachelor Boy.
Well,
yeah.
Maybe. Yes, exactly. All right, let's just recap the questions one more time at lightning speed, just in case anybody missed anything, and then we'll get to the answers. Question 1, according to Pornhub, what is the most popular search topic on their site? Question 2, also according to Pornhub, what is the fastest growing search topic on their site? There are 2 correct answers. We need just one of them. Question 3, according to the Men's Health magazine, what is the top sexual male fantasy? Question 4, what is the most common female sexual fantasy according to Cosmopolitan magazine? Question 5, what is spit roasting? Question 6, what? Oh, there's too many questions here. No, there's not. There is. There's 2 question 5s. Duh. Question 5. Question 6. What is the fetish called where a metal rod is inserted into the urethra? That's the second question 5. Question 6. According to an eye tracking study conducted by the Kinsey Institute, what part of the female anatomy do men focus on while watching porn? Question 7. In 2019, where did Pornhub rank on the list of the world's largest sites? Question 8. What is the world's most common STD? Question 9. What are the root words for the word dildo? And question 10/11. Music question. From which song do the following lyrics come? Hot to trot, make any man's eyes pop. She used what she got to get whatever she don't got. Fellas drool like fools, but then again, they're only human. This chick was a hit because her body was booming. All right, so that round was out of 12 because of the extra question 5. Let's get to the answers. Question 1.
Very exciting.
Warren Robertson. According to Pornhub, what is the most popular search topic on their site?
It's lesbians.
Lesbians. As in Portuguese women are very popular there.
So it's 2 ladies. It's twice the fun in one video, Chris.
From Lisbon.
Yeah.
That was a terrible joke. I went lesbians. Did you see what I did there? It was great.
So not from the island of Lesbos off of Greece, which is where the word lesbians comes from.
Yes. Letters from Lesbos. Do you remember that in the FHM? So lesbian porn. So I would imagine that makes sense because both men and women can enjoy that.
Yeah, I just think that lesbians watch a lot more porn than men. And therefore we're off the hook. Well, that's what I think.
That's a different genre of porn. Warren. Question 2. According to Pornhub, what is the fastest growing search topic on the site? There are 2 correct answers. We need just one of them. Now, this one is, I found very strange. The 2 fastest growing ones are stepmom and stepsister.
Yeah. It's a weird thing Like every second video on the porn sites these days is for one of those two things. Apparently, it's got something to do with search algorithms. The reason why they climb the thing has got something to do with the search algorithms. But yeah, because I can't imagine people are looking up their stepmom.
No, well, maybe that's just like a thing. Like, I don't know. Like, it's weird. There was a tweet that went out the other day. It turns out porn is wrong. I tried to sleep with my stepmom. She didn't go for it. Now I'm homeless. So, how many people are looking at their stepmom going, oh, this is a fantasy I'd like to explore? Let me search this on Pornhub.
I tell you what, as a divorced man with a son, it's made me very wary of getting married. I don't want to fucking live that future.
Well, let's be honest, your son is better looking than you.
Jesus, why are you looking at my 4-year-old son telling me he's good looking? Yes, well, Chris. This thing has gone weird. This thing got weird, Chris. Let's move along.
So 1 point if you got either of these, stepmom or stepsister. Now, I'm just putting something out there. Like, note it's not stepdad or stepbrother because women are not fucking weird. Question 3. According to Men's Health magazine, what is the top male sexual fantasy? Now, the answer I have here is threesome. But I think, do we need to specify?
Yeah, because it's not the devil's threesome. No, nobody wants the two horns.
Oh, right.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah. That's right. You don't want to cross swords. You know what I mean? Well, like I speak for myself.
Yeah. Interestingly, this does apply to a later question.
Oh, so we won't mention that then.
No, the spit roasting one. It certainly does apply there.
There we
go. Have we not finished the first?
No, we're still. I told you this is going to be the longest quiz in the history of the Big Comedy Quiz. So the top is a threesome, and I'm guessing you don't have to specify. If you just said threesome, give yourself a point. But I would guess 2 women and 1 man because, like, men are stupid and they honestly think that there's enough of them to go around. When in actual fact they battle to anyway.
Giving away too much again, with Chris.
Yeah, just me. There's enough. Well, look, if there was one of us and there was enough flesh to match 2 women, I would imagine pound for pound I could, because like there's a lot of me. And then anyway,
I had a friend who at university his entire life mission was to get a threesome with 2 women and himself. He said, if I get to 40 and I haven't had one, I'm going to pay for it. And then on his wedding day, he was 33 and he hadn't had one. So I wonder how his wife feels about that now.
Yeah. How much would she charge? All right. So according to the Cosmopolitan magazine now, what is the most common female sexual fantasy?
This is disgusting.
So I have because I have 2 answers for this one. So Erica's going, are your eyes bigger than your belly? Erica, you don't know how big my belly is. Let me just put it that way. So is it sex in a romantic location or sex in a strange location?
So strange location is second. A romantic location is 1, yeah. In a strange location is 2.
So what?
And obviously anal fisting is 3.
Obviously. What qualify? So that the answer to question 4 is sex in a romantic location.
Yeah. And sex in an unusual or strange location is 2.
You see, women set their standards too low, like a romantic location.
I just think they lie on the surveys. That's what I think.
Obviously, because as you say, anal fisting would probably freak people out.
Like anal fisting by a clown. Who doesn't love that? That's,
Yeah, obviously. And you thought of the clown aspect of that because I've got some amazing makeup and a nose. So sex in a romantic location. In a strange location, what qualifies as a strange location? Is it like Witbank?
Your bedroom?
My bedroom.
Nobody has sex there.
There we go. Alexandra's asking, who are these boring ass women? And I'm with you. I feel women who lie, women who read Cosmopolitan magazine, is that still a thing? Does it exist? Isn't it
No,
being
I think
killed?
it has gone, in fact, bankrupt. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's why, because that's how boring they got.
No, because the reason they went bankrupt, is because they gave a tip once, a sex tip on their sex tip thing that went viral before the era of viral, where they said that if you want to please your man, what you should do is a thing called the lemon squeezer, which was effectively a Chinese burn for the penis.
Ah,
And I can guarantee you that they lost 50% of their subscribers on that day.
No, because that's a thing. I read that article, believe it or not. It's not called the lemon squeezer. It's called, and for those of you who are watching, kids, I'll educate you. It's called the corkscrew tornado push-pull method. That's what it's called. So the one hand does that, and the other hand does that, and then you push and pull, which I was slightly concerned about, because whilst it does sound amazing, I felt it's kind of giving women an unrealistic expectation of length, because there's quite a lot involved there. So for some of us, I feel they should have focused on the pull method, which is far simpler and far easier to master. And I can attest to that, because I've been practicing it for 30 odd years now.
Eric has just randomly said in the bottom. I don't know. I don't know whether you're talking about yourself or Erica, because Erica just randomly said in the bottom.
Okay,
John Brown has just joined.
John Brown's joined us. John Brown, welcome to the 6th edition of the Very Big Comedy Quiz. I hope you got the tip about John. John is one of the guys who works he lives in our neighborhood. He's on the Residents Association committee with me. A fabulous man.
You are warned.
You are warned, John. It is quite risque here. So the first question 5 is, what is spit roasting? Yes. Now, spit roasting, I have to point out that when Alice originally sent the answers to this quiz, she actually got the wrong answer to spit roasting, which makes me feel she didn't get an adequate education in whatever school she went to in Pretoria, I believe it was. So, because she said spit roasting was when a woman was penetrated both in the vagina and annually, which would mean once a year.
Once a year in the vagina, yeah.
Yes, and even if she meant anally, that would still be wrong. That's something different. Spit roasting is when there's a man at the mouth and a man at the vag, and then a woman in between. Hence, spit roasting. Because then
this Alexandra has.
Thank you, Lexi. That's so helpful. The emoticon version.
And I actually did exactly that. Bless your soul, Alexandra. So yes, that would be spit roasting. And then what would bother me here is you and the other man, assuming you did this, you'd have to kind of make eye contact.
In fact, if you high five each other, that's called an Eiffel Tower.
Is that so?
It is. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah.
This is a true story. I don't know if you remember Bad Brad from the first Big Brother.
Oh, unfortunately, yeah.
So I met a man who used to enjoy the carnal pleasures of the swingers club, and I knew Bad Brad because I'd met him doing gigs for a very strange man whose name I won't mention. And Bad Brad used to arrange ladies of, they weren't prostitutes, but they were, let's just say I think they were ladies who were open to suggestion.
Ladies of negotiable affection.
Yes. So for this man's parties. So when I was speaking to this guy at a thing, and I said to him, well, I noticed you and Bad Brad are mates. How do you know him? He said, without any hesitation, we met whilst double penetrating a woman at a swingers club. And I was like, how do you make small talk? But anyway, that's conversation for another day. So that
was a very long story for a very weird conclusion.
Yeah, but what do you say? You're like, hey, I really love your technique there. Good stroke play, fabulous penis. I'm glad you got circumcised. Aesthetically more pleasing. Mine. Where were we? Yeah, so spit roasting is a woman being penetrated vaginally and orally by two men. That is spit roasting. And thank you for the illustration, Alexandra.
Can I just say it's vaginally, not vaginally?
I said vaginally like 700 times. I was just putting it out there for other people. Where are we? That was the second. That was the first question 5. The second question 5. What is the fetish called where a metal rod is inserted into the urethra? It's called weird. It's not weird. There's nothing weird. You're all normal. It's fine. It's called sounding. Now, why is it called sounding, Warren?
Well, sounding is where you drop a weight to the bottom of the sea to see how deep it is. So my guess is it's probably related to dropping a weight down the urethra. They probably thought that they looked quite similar.
Obviously. All right. So,
yeah.
So the second question 5, the answer is sounding. And I'm not saying it bothers me, but the idea of putting anything down my urethra does a little bit. Question 6. According to an eye tracking study conducted by the Kinsey Institute, what part of the female anatomy do men focus on whilst watching porn? Now, the answer here is the face.
Yeah.
I feel it all depends on what kind of porn you're watching.
Many of the cut scenes have no face in them.
Well, that's the problem. That's my exact problem. Like,
I can almost hear Amy from the Oscillating Otters screaming, "Why won't they hurry the fuck up, Chris?" So I feel like we should maybe speed through these answers.
is she sending you WhatsApps?
No. But I know her well enough that I think there's probably been complaints.
Okay, I have more information. I don't know if it's Alice or Daniel because I think they're both on the same.
So the instrument is called a sound. All right, fair enough.
Well, there you are. Okay.
The fuck up just for you. So apparently most men lie and say they're looking at the face, but it's an eye tracking thing. So it must be true.
But if you know you're being analyzed, you're just going to look at the face.
Unless it's blowjob porn, in which case, obviously, you're looking at a woman's face. Question 7. In 2019, where did Pornhub rank on the list of the world's largest sites? It ranked 8th.
Yeah, 8. That's huge.
Well, I think Vinny put it quite eloquently there, Warren. If you can read the comment.
That's unfair. That's unfair because it was me just guessing. It's not.
There we go. We're definitely saying that. So those comments went nicely one after the other. All right. So what were we saying? Pornhub is the 8th biggest site in the world. Then we'll move on because that doesn't really matter. What is the world's most common STD? According to studies published on Live Science, the winner is human papilloma HPV.
Yeah.
With an estimated 600 million active worldwide cases.
And apparently it's the one that is directly responsible for cervical cancer. So go and get the
I don't even
vaccination.
know what HPV is. I don't know how to get it.
You probably have it, Chris. It's got 0 symptoms.
Yeah, well,
I mean, for men anyway. Yeah.
Then it doesn't really matter.
It's got 0 symptoms for men, but it can cause cervical cancer.
Yeah, I was starting that sentence before you said for men anyway.
It's woman, so if I get it, it's your fault. Thanks, Chris. Thanks.
Well, I need to find somebody else to have sex with first. Question: cervix and anal cancer. Vinny's asking.
Only in the dirty girls, Alice. Only in the dirty girls, the fun ones.
Does that explain the pup smear? I haven't had pups since the beginning of lockdown, to be honest. Question 9. What are the root words for the word dildo? The term dildo was first coined in around 1400 AD and originated from the Latin for dilatare, which means open wide, and the Italian for delight, which translates as diletto.
Wow.
So it's delight or diletto and dilatare.
Open wide.
Open wide.
Open wide. Nice.
Sounds like a speculum.
So that was what your dentist used to say in those days was dildo. Dilatare. Gonorrhea is the next super big bug. Peeps, watch this space. That comes from a doctor. So watch yourself, Warren. Gonorrhea is coming your way.
It's fine. Got to die of something. It might as well be something fun.
All right.
I'm going to have fun.
Musical question. Jesus, we're only on section 1. It's an hour in.
I know, Chris.
I know, Chris.
We'll hurry it up. Musical question. From which song do the following lyrics come? Hot to trot, make any man's eyes pop. She will use what you got to get whatever she don't got. Fellas drool like fools, but then again, they're only human. The chick was hit because her body was booming. It is Salt and Pepper. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things. Add up your scores. Put them in the Google document.
What is it out of? What's the total? 11.
It's out of 12 because the people who did the questions, you included, couldn't add or count.
Was there a round that had two that needed 2 answers?
There was question 10 needed 2 answers, but there was also 2 question 5s.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So it's out of 12. All right. Good.
Yes.
Nice.
All right. There we go. Alex has just logged on and she wants to speak to you, Warren, for misquoting her.
Amy.
Oh, was it Amy? I thought you
Yeah.
said Alex for some reason.
Nah.
All right. Oh, yes, it is Jürgen Klopp's song.
What's that?
Let's talk about sex, baby.
Oh, wow.
6, though, not sex, because Liverpool won the Champions League 6 times. Okay, so we're going to move right along. I hope you guys have filled in all your scores. We need to consult the doctor because it looks like I'm currently getting arthritis in my eye. Which is tragically not even a joke.
My dad got 0.
Of course he got 0. He's not a massive perv like Warren. All right. Are we?
That's sweet that anybody can get a 0 in this day and age. Joe, you are so dedicated to your innocent man shtick.
How would he know where Pornhub ranks?
I'm not going to lie.
Also,
this was not a great round for anyone.
He should have got 1 because I told him what spit roasting was on the way down here.
Were you trying to get him to do it with you?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Ew.
We were going to split the bowl 50-50. Warren's got a friend who wanted to be in a threesome, you know.
That was all he cared about.
Well, okay.
Really hurt us, guys.
Yes, Vinny. It's actually my dad, Joe Hoy.
So Evelyn Hoy is actually Joe Hoy, Vinny, just for the those who are wondering. Question 1, section 2. Which US president famously referred to his penis as jumbo and was known to take it out in public? Oh my God. And,
and it's not even Donald Trump, this. Like you would expect it of Trump.
Yeah, I would have, we thought Jacob Zuma was bad, you know, with his shower vibes. So and he referred to it as jumbo, you know, but I'm like, if you got it, flaunt it. Why not? Go for it. So, Vinny, just to clarify, because some people have said Donald Trump, we didn't ask who is a jumbo penis. We asked which US president famously referred to his penis as jumbo and was known to take it out in public. Question 2. Between which 2 parts of the female anatomy would you find the vagina? Speaking of Donald Trump. Now, do you know this one, Warren? Do you need a map?
I know almost nothing about female anatomy. I do know this one, Chris. I do know this one. It's the asshole and the belly button.
You're not an asshole anymore, Warren. Between which 2 parts of the female anatomy would you find the vagina? That's for 2 points. You get 1 for each of those. So if you remember matric biology, Erica, I think it was matric. I didn't do matric. You get 2 points. Question 3. What would Egyptian pharaohs do to ensure the Nile remained full?
I mean,
this bit, because most of my Egyptian history I actually learned from Asterix books. And I can say with some honesty, this was not in Asterix and Cleopatra.
yeah, I feel like if we talk about it too much, No, I was pouring myself another beer. I feel like if we talk about it too much, we'll give it away. That's what I'm a bit worried about this one.
Well, let's not talk about it then. We also won't go into Daniel's detailed explanation as to how HPV gets to the anus. Let's rather just move on to question 4. Question 3 we're going to talk about in the answers a bit though. Question 4. According to studies conducted by the Royal Society of Open Science, what is the average number of thrusts a man needs to orgasm during vaginal sex?
Vaginal.
4 or 5?
Vaginal sex. Vaginal.
4,
vaginal.
6 on a good day.
But here's who firstly was like, guys, we need to commission a study. Like, there are some mysteries in the world that need to be solved.
Chris, this is one you can do with maths, because you know how long the average sex session takes, and you know what an average rhythm is. So you can go, well, an average rhythm is 50 thrusts a minute. Sorry?
Don't you speed up towards the end?
Yeah, maybe, but it's average.
Down, speed up, you change position.
Yeah, you probably start a little bit slow. Maybe the speeding up.
You think the kids are calling you, then the dog wakes up. There's a lot of things, so it's difficult to measure.
I mean, I don't think they factored all that in. I think they factored in 2 loving and uninterrupted people, Chris, who start off slowly and build up to a crescendo.
Put them on a bed and count it, because even if you're doing an average, you have to be all right. Let's go for 15 seconds, guys.
Look, I think if somebody gave me money to do a scientific study, that one would be one I would pitch to the council.
Eric has got a very good.
Is it like golf? If you beat your age, do you get a medal? Well, it depends. In golf, you want to get it lower, as far as I know.
Yeah, so I know that they did this other study, and where they showed that apparently sex that lasts between 5 and 9 minutes is the perfect length of time. After that, it starts getting, too long, apparently. And I'm not advertising 5 to 9 minutes. 4 or 5 thrusts, me.
Oh, now you're just showing off. Okay, question 5. When women masturbate, Tenga, the sex toy manufacturer, found that porn was the second most popular method used to achieve arousal, and sex toy use was third. What was number 1? These stats must have been worked out at Monte Casino. I'm not even sure what that means, but I'll go with it.
Where in Monte Casino does one go to have 5 to 9 minutes of sex?
It used to be, where Parker's is now, it used to be a Thai massage place.
Yeah. Look, I've gone to Monte Casino and seen a lot of old women getting fucked on the one-armed bandit.
Woo.
Okay.
All right, so
I just want to say my mother's very concerned that everyone thinks it's her play. She said she's so super embarrassed.
It's fine. Evelyn, when Vinny meets you, you can discuss these things. All right. Amy's going to shout it up.
Amy's already going to shout it.
So when women masturbate, Tenga, the sex toy manufacturer, found that porn was the second most popular method used to achieve arousal, and a sex toy was the third most popular method. What was number 1? This is once again it's a really weird study. Like all of these, I mean, it's interesting, but yes. All right. So I'll just leave that there, and we'll move on to question 6. Now, once again, I'm just going to read the questions exactly as they're written, because okay. Where does the dick of the octopus species Aragonauta argo grow?
Should I put it in the comments?
Yeah, put the name in the comments. We won't use the word penis because that would be far too sterile. Where does the dick of the octopus species Aragonauta argo grow?
I need to find it. Where?
I mean, you want to say between the legs, but where is that exactly on an octopus? How many dicks this thing got? 8?
Well, if it was between the legs, it would have to be, wouldn't it?
Legs, they're tentacles, aren't they? Or they're legs. Oh,
Yeah, but for the purposes of your joke, Warren, it works better if you say legs.
No, I know, Chris.
Do you remember comedy? Those are good times.
I do. It was so much fun. I enjoyed doing it. Now I'm just sad and alone by myself instead of in front of people.
Okay. So, question 7 is a very weird one. What is gross about bed bug bonking? And discuss for Warren.
I think it's perfectly healthy and natural, and I think people who are judging the bed bugs have some issues that they need to iron out in their own judgy, conservative lives.
Well, here's the question: are we the bed bugs or are they?
No. So what they actually talk, it's not like a sexual thing that we do. It's actual bed bugs. What is gross about intercourse between two bed bugs? And gross is a subjective term, according to Warren.
Let's not judge the bed bug for its gross behavior.
Okay, so what's gross about sex between two bed bugs?
I don't know. I haven't spent a lot of time watching it.
Not
You'll find that that's a very small category on Pornhub.
Bedbug porn is just after stepsister porn on Pornhub.
Yeah, it's the fastest growing, certainly right now. Like right now, it's growing. There's somebody in Switzerland going, "What is going on with the rankings on this site?"
All right, yeah. So do check that out later. But that was question 7. What's gross about bedbug intercourse? Question 8. All of these stories are outrageous, but which of these 3 famous rumors from history is not true? Is it A, Mahatma Gandhi slept naked next to his 18-year-old grandniece? B, Catherine the Great had sex with horses? Or C, Napoleon cheated on his wife Josephine with at least 22 other women? So we're asking which one is not true. So which of those 3 statements is false? Was it A, Mahatma Gandhi slept naked next to his 18-year-old grandniece? B, Catherine the Great had sex with horses? Or C, Napoleon cheated on his wife Josephine with at least 22 other women?
Filthy. Filthy. These people need God, Chris.
Well, I mean, or just a bath in some cases. Question 9. Vinny goes, wow, what a great player that Gandhi dude was. I don't know if your grandniece counts as being a player, Vinny. But question 9 is, why do male giraffes drink female giraffe wee?
Because they're perverts.
I've seen that on Pornhub. Not giraffes.
Earlier, look, have some more drinks, because earlier you were saying, oh, you've not watched any Pornhub, and now you're watching giraffes wee on people.
No, I mean,
I am learning a lot about my husband now.
They don't wee on people; they drink the female's wee. That is
sorry.
That's hardly Pornhub. I watched that on the.
Was that National Geographic, Chris? Are you?
Yes, go with that. Yes, I didn't mean Pornhub.
Right, good.
So yes, why do male giraffes drink female giraffes wee? And then question 10. All right. Question 10. From which song do the following lyrics come? Did you see what they did there with the question? What song do the following? From which song do the following lyrics come? The sex code. Anyway,
it's brilliant.
From Sweat Baby. Sex is a Texas drought, me. And do the kind of stuff that only Prince would sing about. So put your hands down my pants.
Ooh.
And I bet you'll feel nuts. Yes, I'm Siskel. Yes, I'm Ebert. And you're getting 2 thumbs up.
But where? Up where?
It doesn't say. That's just as
Is that where it cuts off? That must be the next verse.
yes. Weirdly enough, I think we almost gave away the chorus to this in the last question. Sweat baby 6 is a Texas drought, me, and do the kind of stuff that only Prince would sing about. So put your hands down my pants and I bet you'll feel nuts. Yes, I'm Siskel. Yes, I'm Ebert, and you're getting 2 thumbs up. All right, so that's the song. Warren knows this one. That's a big in capital letters. Alexandra says, you know all about getting 2 thumbs up. Let's go through the questions really quickly in case anybody missed them. Question 1, which US president famously referred to his penis as jumbo and was known to take it out in public? Question 2, which two parts of the female anatomy would you find the vagina? Question 3, what would Egyptian pharaohs do to ensure the Nile remained full? Question 4, according to studies conducted by the Royal Society of Open Science, what is the average number of thrusts a man needs to orgasm during vaginal sex? I wonder how many men took part in the study. Question 5, when women masturbate, Tenga, the sex toy manufacturer, found that porn was the second most popular method used to achieve arousal, and sex toy use was third. What was number 1? Question 6, where does the dick of the octopus species Argonauta argo grow? Question 7, what is gross about bed bugs having intercourse? Question 8, all these stories are outrageous, but which of these 3 famous rumors from history is not true? Is it A, Mahatma Gandhi slept naked next to his 18-year-old grandniece? B, Catherine the Great had sex with horses? Or C, Napoleon cheated on his wife Josephine with at least 22 other women? 9. Question 9. Why do male giraffes drink female giraffe? And then finally, question 10. From which song do the following lyrics come? I want the song title and artist, please, for 2 points. Sweat baby 6 is a Texas drought, me, and do the kind of stuff that only Prince would sing about. So put your hands down my pants and I bet you'll feel nuts. Yes, I'm Siskel. I'm Ebert, and you're getting 2 thumbs up. Should we get to the answers?
Yes, let's do that. It's very exciting. I can't wait another minute.
Which US president referred to his penis as jumbo and was known to take it out in public? Lyndon Johnson. Which is
Johnson.
Do you think that's where the word Johnson comes from?
I don't know, but it should. That's where it should come from.
So the answer to question 1 is Lyndon Johnson. He had a big Johnson, apparently. Question 2, between which two parts of the female anatomy would you find the vagina, for 2 points? It is between the cervix and the vulva.
Now, I put that question in because boys don't know.
Does it matter?
Not the arsehole and the belly button, then.
Not the arsehole and the belly button.
Sorry, guys, if I misled you. Apologies.
Well, technically, between the arsehole and the belly button is correct, but on a much broader scale.
Between the feet and the head. It's there somewhere.
All right. Question 3. What would Egyptian pharaohs do to ensure the Nile remained full? I'm going to read the answer as it's written, Warren Robertson. Thank you very much to Alice for this week's quiz. They wanked into it. According to legend, the Egyptian god Atum created the universe after ejaculation from masturbation. The flow of the Nile was said to be connected to the number of times the god had ejaculated. Due to this, the pharaohs of ancient Egypt were required to ceremonially masturbate into the Nile.
I want to know who's keeping it going now. Is that like the president of Egypt's job? Does he have to go down there?
Yeah,
is there just a dude?
It's an annual thing, the pharaoh wank.
I think there's just a guy who's taken this heavy weight upon his shoulders, and for the last 50 years has kept Egypt's Nile flowing.
Yeah, he's taking one for the team. Alexandra Hudson has asked if we will accept legs.
If we will accept what?
Legs. Between which two parts of the female anatomy would you find it?
No, because
No, we will not.
Is that what you put in there?
Yes.
I'm just going to leave it there. That's what Tabs put in there. Legs.
I think
No.
I think if you said legs, then you don't know what the vagina actually is, because
Yeah.
the vagina is slightly higher than the legs. The vulva may be between the legs. The vagina, not so much.
And there is a story behind why.
We don't have time. We're an hour 15 in already. So we're still talking about pharaohs knocking one out into the Nile in order to keep it flowing. They must have had a pretty high sperm count. All right. Question 4. According to studies conducted by the Royal Society of Open Science, what is the average number of thrusts a man needs to orgasm during vaginal sex? 260.
Sure. What? You know, you asked how many men took part in this trial, but I want to know how many women took part in it, which is just the one.
Oh,
she was getting paid just really well.
Because she had to count. She had a clicker.
Yeah.
And that actually made the men take longer because she was just like...
Yeah, she wasn't into it, yeah.
And then... And then she was like, "Why are you saying my grandmother on the toilet? Like, why are you?" But she could keep clicking while they thrusted.
You know, there's a reason why they put the word vaginal in there as well. Like initially, they were just like, "How many thrusts during sex?" And then some perv came to the test and was like, "I'm gonna do it in nostrils," and they're like, "No, vagina.
That's not where the clicker is." All right. So 260. So, like, if your average is 5 to 9 minutes, work it out per minute. Thrusts per minute. That's
so 260 would be what? Like at about 50 thrusts a minute? You're looking at about 5 minutes.
That's very fast. That's like a jackhammer. Make it 30 thrusts per minute. Then slow down. Then you can go for 9 minutes, Warren. 8.5.
Yeah, I mean, I've got things to do, Chris.
Then you've got to start
a fucking busy man.
Because in your head, just like Siya Kolisi. And then the problem is, next time you see Siya Kolisi, then suddenly you're thinking about sex. Question 5. When women masturbate, the toy manufacturer found that porn was the second most popular method used to achieve arousal, and the sex toy use was the third. What was number 1? It was fantasizing.
Yeah, but about what?
Apparently sex in a romantic place, Warren.
Like so not like fantasy like the Lord of the Rings.
Maybe they're fantasizing about a journalist comedian with a very sort of long
in my experience, Chris, no one is fantasizing about that. None whatsoever.
I will concur.
Thanks for kicking me there, Tabs. I really needed that.
She's all not even on the thing.
Your wife's not even on the stream. She's not even in the shot. She just decided to kick me in the balls for no reason. Like this is not right.
Which is also a woman fantasy, by the way. Warren Robertson in the balls for no reason.
I'm not mansplaining your vagina. Your vagina could be between your knees, Lexi. Quit giving that comment. Lexi said, "Don't mansplain my vagina, Warren." For all I know,
I don't want to.
It's flapping down there like a plastic bag. As far as I'm aware.
Steady. No, because
steady.
And can I just ask you a real question here? If we're talking, if Alexandra's vagina is burning, is that because we're talking about it?
Oh.
Moving on. I was going to do another inappropriate joke. I stopped myself, for the record.
God for that.
Yeah, don't do that, Chris. This thing has gone way, way too south for you to be stopping yourself.
Well, you said between it to her knees. If you were going to go way too south, that would be an awesome example of far too south. So where does the deck of the octopus species Argonauta argo grow? It develops under the octopus's eyeball, which is why the other octopuses call it a dickhead. and it eventually busts out like Athena breaking out of Zeus's skull. I'm just reading the answer as it's written, not the dickhead.
I mean,
bit.
that's some very pretty classical analogy for what is actually a disgusting thing.
So this is. I'll read the answer without my terrible dickhead joke. It develops under the octopus's eyeball and eventually busts out like Athena breaking open Zeus's skull, killing the male. It then swims independently until it can latch onto a female and eventually fertilize her eggs. It's nice to know that when you're dead, your dick lives on, but it will kill you.
I mean, men have a pretty rough, like, the male of the species. Spiders, they get eaten by the female. This dude's fucking dick explodes his head. I think it's nice.
Swims off.
That none of these things happen.
Say that your penis has got a mind of its own. This thing really does. So the answer is under the octopus's eyeball. That's all. Not between the legs. Question 7. What is gross about bedbug bonking or bedbug intercourse? It's known as traumatic insemination. The male bedbug impales the female and then ejaculates into the wound.
Sure.
Damn gross.
Well, I mean, can you imagine his penis swam off and then did it? So that's what's gross about it. It's traumatic insemination. He impales her and ejaculates into the wound. So I know a lot of people.
I just want to thank Alice for putting these images in our brain. Well, very nice.
That's what the female bedbug says. Question 8. All of these stories are outrageous, but which of these 3 famous rumors in history is not true? Was it A, Mahatma Gandhi with his thing
grandniece
next to his 18-year-old grandniece? Well, he would have only done that for 1 year because the next year she was 19. Was it B, Catherine the Great had sex with horses, or C, Napoleon cheated on his wife a lot? It was the B, Catherine the Great had sex with horses. That's the one that was not true. She didn't shag horses, which means the other 2 were true. But anyway, question 9. Why do male giraffes drink female giraffe? To check if they're on heat.
Also perverts. Like they could check if she was on heat by, I don't know, buying her a nice dinner.
Maybe, yeah.
Giving her some wine first. You don't leap straight for the drinking the fucking urine, male giraffes. That comes after year 3 or 4 when everything's getting stale.
How many times do you have to drink it? And then you're like, no, not this one. Whoop, not that one. Nope. Oh.
Yeah. If you just read her poetry, you'd know immediately if she was into it.
They don't have voices, so they can't do that. That's the problem.
So they got to drink wee.
Yeah. From which song do the foreign lyrics come? Sweat, baby, sex. I'm not even going to try and sing it. Sex is a Texas drought, me. And you do the kind of stuff that only Prince would sing about. So put your hands down my hand down. Feel nuts. I'm Siskel. I'm Ebert. And you're getting 2 thumbs up. You want to do it, Warren? What is it?
It's the Bad Touch by the Bloodhound Gang.
The Bad Touch by the Bloodhound Gang. Sing the chorus. You and
me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals. So do it like we do on the Discovery Channel. Do it again now.
You see, hence we nearly gave it away with the previous.
Beautiful singing, guys.
And if you've ever been to nightclubs in Roodepoort, they quite cleverly changed the lyrics to "Let's fuck like they fuck" on the Discovery Channel. Genius. Who says South Africans aren't creative? Anyway, so that round is out of 12. Add up your scores, put them in the Google document. We're going to try and finish this before curfew.
No, we're doing well. That round took like half an hour, Chris. That was perfect.
It was, yes. Well, when it comes to the sex quiz, in theory, we should actually finish really quickly.
Yeah, 260 thrusts and done. That's it.
Yeah.
And then someone else can sleep in the wet spot and apparently catch HPV.
Yes,
Thanks,
you don't
Alex.
well, anal cancer apparently from said HPV.
From
So
sleeping in
that's-
the wet spot, I'm highly suspicious.
No, it's a rule. So next time you have a sleepover, be like, no, I'm not sleeping in the wet spot. That could give me
I'll
anal
get-
cancer.
Yeah, I think of it like, why must the doctor tell us these lies? Because this is why people don't trust doctors anymore.
We've lost Swim for Sadie.
And well,
Swim for Sadie is one of the most dedicated teams. How can they possibly leave?
well, perhaps it was the spit roasting question. I'm not sure.
Maybe they became too aroused.
Out of 12. And news just coming in that Messi is available right here in the sex quiz. But I think if he is available, the team that will want him is Manchester City, which makes me sad.
Okay, we have all the scores because Swim for Sadie have run away.
And did they send you a message?
No, they've just gone. There are no scores.
Okay. In Vienna, Austria, kissing on public transport. This is section 3, question 1, by the way. In Vienna, Austria, kissing on public transport will earn you a €50 fine. True or false?
Sure,
Now,
that is like
Vienna
300 miles from France.
I beg your
Yeah, but
pardon?
that's like 300. That's so close to France. And France, it's all about the kissing. It would feel sad if a boundary, like an imaginary boundary, just broke these people.
So yeah, in Vienna, which means nothing to me, kissing on public transport will earn you a €50 fine. That's a lot of euros. It's 20 to 1 right now. That's R1,000 you'd have to pay.
You must really like somebody to kiss them for that kind of money. But I think it's probably just like, if it's true, it's probably to stop people from being drunk and gross, making out with each other.
Well,
And
it starts
basically
with kissing on public transport, and then it ends with invading Poland.
Yeah, that's how history works. Sure. They're just trying to stop the next Hitler.
Happens to be Jewish and goes, no, I don't want to kiss you anymore. And then suddenly you hate all Jews.
I think I see why Swim for Sadie left.
All right.
I get it.
Question 2. Nearly all koalas are infected with which sexually transmitted disease?
I don't know, Chris, which one do you have? Why are you fucking koalas? Like, what's going on?
It's difficult because once you've kissed them on public transport in Austria, they get a bit clingy.
They are very cute. Like, if I was going to fuck an animal, and I'm not going to, Chris. I'm not going to. But if I was going to, it would be a koala.
Okay, we'll but the question is not which one. The question was, nearly all koalas are infected with which sexually transmitted disease? Which means koalas are really sluts.
This one's easy. Everyone knows this.
Question 3. According to the ancient Greeks, what caused hysteria? What do you mean nearly everybody knows this?
Chris, you're watching giraffes pee on each other. Your wife is watching koalas fuck. This is where your relationship has gone.
No, I think she's referring to question 3, which is according to the ancient Greeks, what caused hysteria?
No. I'm talking about the koalas.
Oh.
Erica says koalas are cute but stiff.
No.
Obviously. I mean, obviously she's disagreeing with me. She'd fuck a different animal, is what she's saying.
Steady on, Warren. Steady on. We're having that sharp discussion again. Question 4. No, there's 2 question 3s here. Again. So question 3, the second one. According to comic playwright Aristophanes, what was the punishment for infidelity in ancient Athens? This is an easy one. Everybody knows this one.
He's a comic playwright.
Yes,
he was a
comic playwright.
If you as a comedian were going to develop some sort of punishment for infidelity in a country that you were making fun of?
Keep in mind that it's ancient Athens. So the Greeks were quite fond of a particular style.
I mean, it's actually called that now.
Yes, but anyway, so we'll leave that there. We'll just park that. We'll leave that there. I just thought I'd slip that in. Question 4. According to the Kinsey Institute, what percentage of people have no sexual fantasies at all? Like, is this a real thing? Are there people who just don't?
I mean, maybe it's just people who've met you. So, Chris, how many people have you been around?
Well, maybe it's people who've never seen koala bears, Warren.
Ah, holy shit! Ooh.
Just to answer Alice's question, infidelity, it doesn't say woman or man. It just says infidelity. And it's not Alice's question, it's Daniel's question. Alice wrote the question, so she would know. Shout to the other room there, Daniel. Question 5. Which country was ranked as the #1 destination for sex tourism in 2019 by travel company Oyster?
I mean, a travel company called Oyster, that's right up their brand, right, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, if you did want sex tourism, oyster, clam,
yeah,
brinjal, they would all be right up there. So which country was ranked as the #1 destination for sex tourism in 2019 by travel company Oyster?
There are a few that leap to mind, they come kind of stampeding to your brain.
Where did you go for your sex tourism, Warren?
I mean, were I generally to look for sex tourists, surely you'd think of Netherlands because of Amsterdam, right? You'd think of Thailand.
What if you don't have the budget? Then it's just Oxford Road.
Yeah, it would be like down the road. Yeah, knock on my neighbor's door.
Knock on your neighbor's door.
Yeah. He's very angry whenever I do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he has to get up and go the whole way down his Zimmer frame just to be disappointed one more time. Okay, question 6. In which country would one find Hasidang Penis Park? I feel I haven't said that with the right inflection. Hasidang Penis Park. In which country would you find
like
that?
The Disney World of penises.
I don't know. Is there such a thing? Like, do you go on all the rides there?
Your mom certainly did. Hey? I regret that immediately, Chris. Don't worry about it.
Hasidang Penis Park. Please put that in the comments just so everyone can read that correctly.
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Hasidang Penis Park. Of course you weren't listening because Warren was making jokes about my mom. Question 7. When does the terminal erection take place?
I didn't even know about that.
I think it is just before you get on the aeroplane. So it depends. At Tambo, there's 2 terminals. So
it's that one where they make the announcement where they say, Group E, you're boarding. Yes! Finally! There's in the terminal erection.
Bunny Park. I think Eric is talking about the Bunny Park as the sex tourism spot. So question 7, when does the terminal erection take place? Question 8, in the famously gun-friendly open carry state of Texas, a law has been passed that prohibits the sale or promotion of obscene devices, meaning a device including dildo or artificial vagina designed or marketed as useful primarily in the stimulation of human genital organs. Is that true or false? I'll read it again because it's a bit of an essay question. In the famously gun-friendly state of Texas, where you can carry a gun openly, a law has been passed that prohibits the sale or promotion of obscene devices, meaning a device including a dildo or artificial vagina designed or marketed as useful primarily in the stimulation of human genital organs. Is that true or false?
I mean, the thing is, Texas is Donald Trump's biggest fan base. So were I to guess, I'd say if you'd let them just have dildos, just maybe they'd be less angry. Maybe they'd be less angry.
Marie Antoinette would say there, just let them have dildos.
That's right. Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like maybe there's a reason why Texas is so angry. Maybe that's true. Maybe.
All right. Well, and then on a similar vein, where were the earliest known cock rings? Sorry, what were the earliest known cock rings made from? What are the current cock rings made from?
Like watermelon. I don't know.
What? Watermelon? What?
I don't know.
Yeah, like I mean the way I'm trying to imagine how one invents a cock ring. Like, how do you invent one? You put something on your cock, right?
They've been around for a while. From the answer. So, what were the earliest ones? Because they've been around since 1200, the year 1200. What were the earliest ones made from? So it's a ring, what you put around your cock. So I hope it's not bone.
I like the way you immediately switched into Nigel English there. It are a ring what you put around your cock.
A ring what you put around your cock. And then let's go to our final question for tonight. It's a lyrics question. You'll note we're not allowed to play music anymore because Facebook kicks us off. Love is like a bomb. Baby, come get it on. Come on, get it on. Living like a lover with a radar phone. Looking like a tramp, like a video vamp. Demolition woman, can I be your man? Now, I feel he missed a trick here, or they missed a trick here. She missed a trick here, whoever. Because what rhymes with phone if you're doing a sex song? That's what I'm saying. So I'll repeat those lyrics. Love is like a bomb. Baby, come on, get it on. Living like a lover with a radar phone. Looking like a tramp, like a video vamp. Demolition woman. Can I be your man?
Somebody got paid to write those lyrics. Somebody made a lot of money writing. Yeah.
Somebody did. They made a shit ton out of this.
Yeah, those are just random words. They're just random words connected to one another. It's ridiculous.
Completely ridiculous. I don't understand.
Do you think there's people that are listening to that song and feeling romanticized by it?
So let's just recap the questions one last time at lightning speed. Question 1, Section 3. In Austria, Vienna, kissing on public transport will earn you a €50 fine. True or false? Question 2. Nearly all koalas are infected with sexually transmitted disease. With which sexually transmitted disease? Question 3. According to the ancient Greeks, what caused hysteria? Question 3. Again, according to comic playwright Aristophanes, what was the punishment for infidelity in ancient Athens? Question 4. According to the Kinsey Institute, what percentage of people have no sexual fantasies at all? Question 5. Which country was ranked the number one destination for sex tourism in 2019 by travel company Oyster? Question 6. In which country would one find Hasidang Penis Park? Question 7. When does the terminal erection take place? Question 8. In which famously gun-friendly open-carry state, in the famously open-carry gun-friendly states of Texas, a law has been passed which prohibits the sale or promotion of obscene devices, meaning a device including dildo or artificial vagina, designed or marketed as a useful primarily for the stimulation of human genital organs. Is that true or false? Question 9. What is the earliest known cock rings made of? And then question 10, I want the artist and song title for the following song, please. Love is like a bomb, baby, come on, get it on. Living like a lover with a radar phone. Looking like a tramp, like a video vamp. Demolition woman, can I be your man?
Sing it, Chris.
I do not want to sing it. Let's get to
Such a sexy song, that. Such a sexy song.
We'll sing the chorus when we get to the answer. And then
You're gonna have to tell me, because that one has me
Indiana,
very defeated.
in Vienna, Austria, kissing on public transport will earn you a €50 fine. True or false? According to this, it's true. No kissing in public transport in Vienna.
I think that's right. I think there should be no love or affection shown anywhere in a public space whatsoever. I'm with the Victorians. Sex should be 260 thrusts anonymously in your own bedroom.
With yes, not on
And then it's
public
over,
transport, because 260 thrusts on a bus in Vienna will get you a €50 fine. Question 1, the answer is true. Question 2, nearly all koalas are infected with which sexually transmitted disease? It is chlamydia.
I want to know who gave it to them. Who was the first
Australia.
person?
The Australian.
Like there's some Australian who's like, oh mate, I didn't mean to do this. Like, I'm sorry, I loved you. I didn't mean to. I didn't know this would give you all fucking chlamydia.
But the thing is that, like, koalas spend 80% of their lives sleeping.
No. Do
They
they?
do.
I thought that's sloths.
They sleep and eat. That's all they do. When do they have time to bump?
I think you've got your facts wrong.
No, they sleep
No,
a
but I
lot.
mean, koalas, that would be my luck. You spend 99% of your life sleeping and eating, and then the 1% of your life where you do something else that fucks you up entirely. That's exactly my life. Like I can
chlamydia be
identify
cured
with a sloth.
with eucalyptus.
No,
Yeah.
I think the koalas are.
Isn't that the
Apparently
thing
they
about-
smell really nice. Apparently they smell like eucalyptus.
They don't
Like say-
drink. They get all their moisture from eucalyptus leaves. But we've got to move
Yeah.
on. We've got to move on.
Oh.
People have got work tomorrow. Question 3. The first question 3. According to the ancient Greeks, what caused hysteria? It was the womb wandering around the body.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's going.
That's a weird one. So the answer is question 3. Hysteria, according to the ancient Greeks, was caused by the womb wandering around the body.
Did you just
Question
say
three, the
around
second
the body? Hang on. Can we just take a second to appreciate the fact that you said around the body, like you're Elmer Fudd?
I thought it was kind of funny. The womb wandering around the body.
Okay,
But
all
anyway,
right.
according to comic playwright Aristophanes, what was the punishment for infidelity in ancient Athens? It is something called raffinidiosis, which is the act of having a large radish stuffed up your bottom.
Yeah, people aren't sure whether he did it as a joke, whether he was making fun of Athenians, or whether it was a real historical point. But you know, it sounds fun either way. Yeah.
I'm not sure it does. And then Daniel said Schubert only had sex once in a brothel and caught the syphilis that killed him. Oh boy. Well,
That's my luck. That is me. That is me. Fuck one penguin. Wait, did I say penguin?
Okay, so the answer to the second question 3 is the punishment for infidelity was having a large radish stuffed up your bottom. But if you did call it raffinidiosis, then well done. Question 4. According to the Kinsey Institute, what percentage of people have no sexual fantasies at all? They're saying 3%.
Yeah, fair enough. That's people whose lives have just been so terrible they've given up on everything.
That would mean they have no fantasies at all. Erica said a veggie butt plug, which I think puts it quite nicely. It's a good way to put it, Erica. Question 5. Which country is ranked as the #1 destination for sex tourism? That would be Dominican Republic.
Yeah, prostitution is legal there.
Is it?
It's why, It's why why I wouldn't have thought of it immediately, but I get it as soon as you say it's Dominican Republic. That's why I get it.
I wouldn't put it on my top 10 of places to visit, but maybe it's a romantic setting, and that's why women want to go there as well. In question 6, in which country would one find the Hasidang Penis Park? Obviously, it's South Korea.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
Why not? Indeed. Have you been to the Sex Museum in Amsterdam? There's penises everywhere there as well.
I went to the Penis Museum in Reykjavik, and they've got a human penis there right now. Because I'm going to tell you a secret, and I'm going to let you, if you go there and you look at the man's penis, because they've got all sorts of penises from all sorts of different animals, and there is a man's penis there, like a human man's penis. And I can see why this dude was prepared to donate his penis to this museum, but it gets treated like this is the average penis. This dude is enormous. He's enormous. He's like half a cricket bat. He's huge. And then, yeah, and then it's just got a little description there that goes, the average male penis is blah blah. This is not the average male penis. This thing is fucking enormous. Anyway,
I'll take your word for it. I'm guessing you're not allowed to take pictures.
No, you're not. I have a picture of myself in front of a narwhal's penis, though, which I took surreptitiously. So if you ever want to see a narwhal's penis, Chris, and I know you do, you filthy pervert.
I do. In fact,
I know you do.
If only I got to see
know you do.
But the answer to question 6 is South Korea. Question 7, when does the terminal erection take place? And that kind of makes sense. It's moments before a man dies.
Yeah, isn't that embarrassing? You get an erection and you shit yourself.
Is
like
that
all the fantasies you?
I would imagine it doesn't happen every time. Like if you're about to get hit by a bus, then if you get an erection and shit yourself, then
yeah, I mean, maybe the timing is off. Maybe you shit yourself and then get an erection. But yeah, that's what happens to us. It's a very ignoble way to go out, and we're all pretending that we're these civilized and sophisticated animals.
Well, I mean, if I was going to go, I'd want to get an erection and shit myself just before the police will gun me down. But
I mean, now we're in dark territory, Chris. This quiz has led us down an evil path, a wicked path, and I blame Alice.
I blame Alice as well.
Poor Alice.
The veggie butt plug. Somebody's got to eat that thing still. So that was question 7. The terminal erection takes place moments before a man dies. The true or false question, whether or not dildos and rubber vages are illegal in Texas, is true. The law was passed in 1973 and has never been repealed. So you're not allowed a dildo in Texas. You can carry a Colt 45 in your holster and whatever else, but you can't walk around with a dildo or a rubber vag. So,
I think you're not allowed to buy them. Like they'll give you a gun free for opening a bank account, but you're not allowed to buy a dildo.
oh yeah, so there's the sale or promotion of.
Yeah,
That
crazy.
means you have to go to a different state to buy yourself. You could buy a cucumber. So, question.
Yeah, candle
9.
sales in Texas are through the roof.
Question 9. What were the earliest known cock rings made of? I'm just going to read the whole answer. Cock rings were commonly used in the Jin and Song era in China around 1200. And they were made from the eyelids of goats. The goat's eyelashes were usually left on to add an extra bit of stimulation for the humans involved. You can still buy natural goat eye cock rings online today.
Well, excuse me. What's the website address there, Chris? Is this who your sponsor is this week?
Yes, this week's Comedy Quiz is sponsored by naturaleyegoatcockrings.com.
I mean, I feel like there's a niche. Nobody in this country is importing those things.
No, well, I mean, do you need to import them? There's a lot of blind goats walking around in China.
and the Transkei, apparently.
Okay, so they were made from goats' eyelids. And then our final question for tonight was song title and artist. Love is like a bomb, baby come on, get it on, living like a lover with a radar phone, looking like a tramp, like a video vamp, demolition.
I just got it. I just got it.
Pour some sugar on me.
Yeah. Like a bomb. Yeah.
So the song is Pour Some Sugar on Me, and the artist is Def Leppard. Daniel has said naturaleyegoatcockrings.com. Yes, Pour Some Sugar on Me. by Def Leppard. That's question 10. So add up your scores and let's see who the winner of the Very Big Comedy Quiz Sex Edition is today.
I worry about the man that invented those goat's eye cock rings. Like, how do you work that out?
What
How does that happen?
What does it actually do, Warren, when you put one on?
Well, I mean, this is what I'm saying. Like, how would you look at a goat's eye and be like, I wish I had that around my cock?
It might make me last a bit longer or something. Is that the purpose? Yes.
No, I mean, by the sound of this, they said they left the eyelashes on for extra stimulation. So clearly, there's some kind of
that doesn't stimulate you. That stimulates other things.
Yeah, Chris. Sometimes men like to stimulate their partners. Chris, it's not just all about themselves. Yeah, Tabitha, can we have a chat after this?
I don't know about these things. I've only had intercourse twice.
Oh.
Got 2 children.
Yeah, 2 children. We're done. Thank you.
I think you got the joke.
Right. I could go down to Johnny.
Have we got some scores before we start talking about goat's eye cock rings?
Yeah.
Tabs is currently Googling these things.
Yes. What was that round out of, please?
That round was out of, it says here 11, but there was 2 question 3, so it's out of 12. Balki Bartokamush. Jeepers, Erica, you have a fantastic memory to remember Balki Bartokamush.
Now we do the dance of joy.
Yeah, now we do the dance.
Can I have
Let's choose one of these. There we go. Okay, so
apparently nobody knows much about sex.
No, because these are very weird questions. Like, I would be highly concerned if people were walking around with all these facts in their heads, going, "Oh, you know what? I know where the Hasidang Penis Park is. It's in South Korea."
I feel like that people might know.
Well, now they do. There's 11.
They'll never forget. Maybe some of them are booking their holidays right now.
Well, that would probably be to the Dominican Republic, if we're honest. The currency exchange is much more favorable. Okay, so we have our winners.
So to say, he definitely left, and so did the Coffin Dodger.
Yeah, the Coffin Dodger, obviously, because he's on Pornhub now.
Wow.
So in third place with a score of 17, winning a magnificent prize, which is no, you're married, you can't get that prize, I'm sorry, but it could have been a magnificent candlelight dinner over a Zoom call with Warren Robertson. It's team here for the
non-candle. The candle would definitely not be lit if that's
yeah. Well, in second place with a score of 18, who can actually redeem a candlelight dinner with Warren Robertson and discuss many things, as well as obviously the dangers of HPV if you sleep in a wet spot. It is the Suragers. Well, Daniel, congratulations, Daniel.
Didn't they write the questions? I mean, how does this work?
Alice wrote the questions. Daniel was not with Alice at the time.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
And in first place, proving that not only are they incredibly clever, they are also massive perverts, which is probably why you're all good friends. It is, of course, the Oscillating Otters. Congratulations, Otters!
What did they score? What was their
23? So they
out of 36. That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's not bad considering they're quite obscure questions. But anyway, thank you very much for joining us for the Very Big Comedy Quiz. Warren Robertson, thank you for co-hosting. At short notice, you did an outstanding impression of Kagiso Lediche, so well done on that. And we'll catch you guys soon. We have a quiz on Friday night. We have Mark Pilgrim, and it's themed
TV and movie themed.
TV and movie themes.
They won't treat Mark Pilgrim with the disrespect of a sex quiz. They'll treat him like he's a decent human being.
We should have got one of those super conservative folk in. That would have made it far better.
Yeah, with his children watching. That
yes,
would have been great.
Even if they could have come in and asked him about the iPad password like last time. So Erica says, great quiz. So thank you very much to Alice Surridge for setting the questions. Layla says, thank you for an eye-opening quiz. I'm not sure if she's referring to, well, the goats found it eye-opening as well. So thank you very much for joining us, guys. It's been a pleasure as always. We'll see you on Friday. Cheers.